doing? It's a dream come true for that one weird kid that always sat in the back of the cafeteria by himself. Would you take a look at this symbol badge thing that are on the Team Yell people? Is that... Yeah, it is! It is a Klink face, but that isn't a Klink shape. Ho ho, but now remember that Professor Juniper mentions that Klinks first started appearing spontaneously around 100 years ago, which just so happens to be the tail end of the Industrial Revolution. And guess which country was among those at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution? That's right, the United Kingdom, especially England. Pokemon Sword and Shield takes place in the fictional Galar region, but the region is based on a flipped Great Britain that Groudon or Regigigas forgot to add the Wales landmass to. But anyway, you can actually see a lot of remnants of an Industrial Revolution in the Middle City. All the gears and steam and brickwork, but especially the gears. So obviously then, Klink is going to be found somewhere in this region. And that was before this badge on the old Yellers popped up. But something is so off about this Klink. It's spiky, pokey, triangular. And it's inside of another gear thing? Huh. So, like a whole 10 ago, we did a video asking the question what type of gear the Klinklang line is supposedly based on. So now let's do the same for this speculated Galarian Klinklang. Oh man, that was an intro! This video is a lot more serious than I thought it was going to be initially. So, first thing of note is that the patch shows spiky spokes instead of the usual thick gear teeth. Normally you wouldn't want gear teeth to point like this because the thinner it is, the weaker it gets. It's more likely to break, which is why a lot of gears have these thick teeth. It allows for more torque, which is power. Which leads me to believe that this Galarian Klink variant will have much lower attack power, maybe even lower defense. But what it gains instead is speed. Having fewer and smaller teeth means the gear weighs a lot less, so it takes a lot less energy to actually spin just it by itself. And having its teeth pointed like this would allow it to work as a sprocket. You know, those gears that your bike chain's attached to? Really, that's the only reason you would want teeth like this. It's so that they can weasel their way into the middle bits of chains, which is useful for various things like bikes, some older types of engines, and conveyor belts. And conveyor belts were one of the defining factors of the Industrial Revolution and the development of mass assembly lines. AKA, a Klink of this sort would be perfect, and it's doubly perfect in regards to looking tough, which may be why Team Yell likes it. It's all spiky instead of dopey and flat with just a couple spikes. It's much meaner looking. It matches all their spiked collars and cuffs and stuff. It's perfect. And considering again that sprockets are used for bikes and various engines like that, Team Yell then may also be a bunch of bikers. They are taking all sorts of inspirations and merging them into one already, and being stereotypical bikers just fits in there too. Especially considering that metal bikers and punk bikers are already subtypes of peeps already. It just all comes together. Now, I wonder what sort of type change would happen. Maybe it would finally gain electric? Maybe dark to reflect its meaner, spiky nature? Maybe fighting, as this awesome fan art envisioned it? Who knows, really? But what we do know is that Klink is perfect for this region, so it's gotta happen. Then again, Bellossom didn't live in Alola. And we also know that, it's gonna be, a lot of people are gonna be reminded that this Pokemon exists, and then, then they'll just have another reason to be upset at Game Freak. How lovely. Well then, I hope you liked this video, because it's very snappy. What do you think of the style? And what do you think of this speculated Klink? Let me know down below, and until next time, never stop using your noggin, and rock on.